Welcome back. In this video, you will learn about different postage stamps worth big money. Brunei 1944 $3 surcharge on 1 cent black with orange red occupation overprint. An outstanding mint single of this important Japanese occupation rarity, being among the very finest quality examples known, possessing extraordinary freshness and excellent centering. Fresh, clean, original gum, unlike the typical dried or dull gum found on most of the occupation series. Scott number N20 in price $6,000. Stanley Gibbon price 6,000 British pounds and sold for $13,500. Cameroon stamp 1915 3 shilling on 3M Kaiser Jachet double surcharge. Two distinct overprints, well centered, strong color, original gum, very lightly brownish, a couple minor creases, otherwise very fine, a very rare error, with only one sheet of 20 stamps printed. Accompanied by APS and BPA certificates, Scott number 64P and the price $10,500. Stanley Gibbon price 10,000 British pounds and sold for $4,750. Cape of Good Hope 1 pence deep brick red on deeply blued paper, a handsome example of this exceedingly rare mint stamp with full to large margins all around. Full original gum, a most unusual occurrence, a particularly challenging mint stamp to find both this choice and still retaining its original gum, accompanied by RPS certificate. Scott number 1B and price $5,750. Stanley Gibbon price 5,000 British pounds and sold for $9,000. Cape of Good Hope 1882 1/2 penny surcharge on 3p deep claret watermarked crown in CC, a desirable unused example of truly one of the rarest and most underrated stamps of not only the Cape of Good Hope but the entire British Empire, as this stamp is typically missing in even the most advanced collections. Recombed, nearly all unused examples are lacking their original gum. Scott number 39 price $3,175. Stanley Gibbon price £3,250. Mayficking 1906 pence Mayficking surcharge on 3p purple on yellow. Position 3, a fresh example of this enormously rare mint stamp, uncharacteristically well centered, insignificant gum bend, one of the very few mint examples of this stamp ever offered in auction, accompanied by BPA certificate. Scott number 170 price $5,750. Stanley Gibbon price is £5,500 and sold for $14,500. Mayficking stamp. Another Mayficking stamp 1900 3 pence pale blue Baden Powell on the vertical laid paper, unused example of this rare variety, recombed tiny perforation tear at the top right corner, not mentioned on the accompanying certificate. It is believed perhaps only one sheet of 12 stamps were produced with vertically laid paper, and no more than 5 have been recorded to date, accompanied by BPA certificate. Scott number 180 variety. Stanley Gibbon price £13,000. Cyprus 1886 half surcharge with fractions 8 mm apart on half PI emerald green watermarked crown in CC. Unused example of this exceedingly rare stamp. Some toning and staining present that has slightly discolored the stamp. Light horizontal crease, but an affordable copy of a stamp that is rarely offered. Well accompanied by RPS certificate. Scott number 27 and price $8,750. Stanley Gibbon price 8,000 British pounds. Dominica 1886 1 penny surcharge on 6 penny green light horizontal crease. Most existing copies have flaws, and a major British Commonwealth rarity, as it is believed only 12 examples from the original sheet of 60 were retained by the Treasurer of Dominica, who saved two unused examples and mailed the other 10 on an envelope to a stamp dealer friend. Scott number 14 in price $12,500. Stanley Gibbon price £10,000. East Africa and Uganda 1912. 500 are green and red on green. Full original gum, lightly hinged. Certificate mentions a small surface blemish at the foot, which is quite minuscule. Despite the trivial surface flaw, there is lovely example of this King George V rarity, being among the finest offered. It is accompanied by BPA certificate. Scott number is 59 and price $22,000. Stanley Gibbon price 22,000 British pounds. Egypt stamp year 1926. 50p purple with Portford overprint. Well centered, deep rich color, original gum, lightly hinged, very fine, attractive example of this scarce and key 20th century Egyptian stamp, accompanied by BPA certificate. Scott number 124 and the price $1,400. Sold for $1,500. Great Britain 1855 2p blue plate 4, a rarely offered mint example, which also happens to be the first repair of AA variety. SG specialized number is F2I, which is not price unused. Deep luxuriant color and a well incised impression. Large part original gum. Two minuscule red ink marks at the bottom, but fine, accompanied by RPS and BPA certificates. Scott number 13 and price $5,000. Stanley Gibbon price £6,000. Great Britain stamp 1860, 1.5p rose mauve on blued paper, prepared for use but never issued. An especially fresh and sound original gum example of this scarce stamp. Lovely rich color and a clean impression. Full original gum, relatively lightly hinged, centered to the bottom left as is typical, but still quite fine and choice for this. Accompanied by BPA certificate. Scott number 31, price $4,500. Stanley Gibbon price £5,750. Great Britain stamp 1848, 10p brown, ample to close margins around, just into the frame line at right, deep rich color and a strong detailed impression, nearly full original gum that is slightly brownish. Certificate states wild, but this is quite trivial. One of the silk threads has a minute split at the top. Fine appearance and especially rare stamp with original gum and accompanied by BPA certificate. Scott number 6 and the price is $5,500. Stanley Gibbon price 6,000 British pounds. Well, stamp from Great Britain 1878, 10 shilling, greenish grey, a handsome appearing unused example of this rare stamp. Well centered and margined, strong color recombed over a small thin spot, and some perforations have been slightly repaired to improve the overall appearance, which is very fine. A highly collectible copy of a stamp that is rarely offered in any unused in any condition. Accompanied by BPA certificate. Scott number 74 in price $40,000. Stanley Gibbon price is also £40,000. British East Africa 1891 year 1 Anna dull violet Mombasa provisional surcharge on 4A brown, initialed AB. Lovely rich color and small part original gum, insignificant tiny mark in the top margin and fine. The key rarity of the Mombasa provisional, we doubt more than a handful of genuine unused examples exist. Accompanied by BPA certificate. Scott number 32 and price $9,750. Stanley Gibbon price £10,000. Mayficking 1900, 1 shilling Mayficking surcharge on 4p sage green. Setting 6, a very rare mint example with strong fresh color, full original gum, lightly hinged, and one of the important mint rarities of the Mayficking issues. Signed by H. Bloch and accompanied by a Brandon certificate, Scott number 166 and price $7,000. Stanley Gibbon price £6,500, sold for $6,750. East Africa and Uganda stamp 1912, 100 are purple and black on red, premium quality mint example of this rarity, featuring deep intense color and a highly detailed impression. Fresh clean original gum that shows just a barest trace of hinging. Accompanied by BPA certificate, Scott number 58, and the price is $6,000. Stanley Gibbon price is £5,500 and sold for $5,250. Stamp from East Africa and Uganda. Well, Fiji stamp year 1874, 6 VR cents surcharge type 6 on 3p green, a presentable unused example of this rare stamp with bright color and regummed over a small thin and a pulled perforation at the top. Clear 1994 Rendon certificate as original gum, and also BPA certificate is present with this stamp. Scott number is 23. Gold Coast stamp 1889, 20 shilling, green and red, unused. Strong rich color, certificate states regummed, but we feel this might possess original gum. Overall, a very fine example of this rare high value being the key to completing the colony. Signed by H. Bloch, A. Diana, and accompanied by BPA certificate, Scott number 34, and price $3,750. I hope you liked the video. Thank you and please subscribe.